Methods used to learn about the past. There are various methods that are used to learn about the past. These include oral traditions, written records, anthropology, archaeology, linguistics, and genetics. Now let's go ahead and just begin to look in more details about these 6 methods that we use to learn about the past. Let's begin with oral traditions. Oral traditions are an important way to learn about the past. In the past, customs, beliefs, cultural practices, and ideas of a particular group of people were passed from one generation to another through the word of mouth. Speeches, songs, stories, legends, chants, myths, poems, and proverbs were used to pass down the history of a given people. Today, in many African societies, oral traditions are still used to teach and learn about the past. For instance, songs that contain the traditions, beliefs, and cultural practices are composed by individuals and groups to teach the rest of the people about the past. We now move to written records. Methods used to learn about the past. Number 2, written records. Written records comprise all recorded information. They may either be primary or secondary. Primary records consist of reports compiled from the first-hand experience, such as interviews, observations, oral traditions, or archaeology. Secondary records, on the other hand, consist of derived information. Written records are the most reliable methods of learning about the past. Examples of written records include books, encyclopedias, journals, inscriptions, lists, diaries, autobiographies, biographies, newspapers, and magazines. Now we go to method used to learn about the past, number 3, which is anthropology. Anthropology is the study of human life and culture. It examines such topics as how people live, what they think, what they produce, and how they interact with their environment. Anthropologists try to understand the difference among groups of people as well as what people have in common. They use the observation method to study the communities. Anthropologists ask such basic questions as when, where, and how did human beings evolve? How do people adapt to different environments? How have scientists developed and changed from the ancient past to the present? Answers to these questions can help us understand what it means to be human. They can also help us to learn ways of meeting the present-day needs of people all over the world and to plan for the future. Method used to learn about the past, number 4, which is archaeology. Archaeology is the scientific study of remains of the past human culture and behavior. Archaeologists study past human behaviors through the examination of material remains of previous human societies. These remains include the fossils, which are preserved bones of humans, food remains, the ruins of buildings, and human artifacts. Artifacts are items such as tools, pottery, and jewelry. Archaeologists do this through field survey, excavations, and laboratory studies of collected materials. From their studies, they try to reconstruct past ways of life. We now go to method used to learn about the past. Number 5 is linguistics. Linguistics is the scientific study of languages. It also seeks to analyze the relationship between various language groups. Linguistics deals with the structure and the development of language and can therefore be used to study the language as it changes in the course of time. The history of a particular group of people can be obtained through the study of languages. And lastly, but not the least, we go to method used to study about the past. Number 6, which is genetics. Genetics refer to the scientific study of hereditary and passing on the characteristics from parents to offsprings. As a method of study, genetics relies on zoology, which is the study of animals, and botany, which is the study of plants. Genetics help historians to trace the origin of plants and animals and can therefore be used to explain the spread of plants and animals. The genetic study of crops and animals can also help to explain how and when certain plants and animals came into existence. Having said these 6 points, it marks the end of our lesson where we've been looking at the methods used to learn about the past. Yeah.